What exactly is Australia? I mean, it's a country, but what is a country? It turns out the notion of nations is actually pretty new. It was only in the 1800s that countries and nations as we know them began to emerge. Italy, which feels like it's been around forever, was only unified in 1861. And at the time, only 2% of the population spoke Italian. Shortly after, one of the political leaders at the time famously said, "We have made Italy, we must now make Italians." How do you make Italians? Turns out it's the same way that you make Rwandans, Taiwanese, Spaniards, and Australians. It's through stories, repeated, unified stories about who we are, what makes us us, and what our cultural beliefs are. And stories are really powerful. Stories can bind together this group of people towards a nation and a country in a way that history had never seen before. For a long time, we were just groups of people hanging out in a geographical location trying to survive and being vaguely aware of people near us. But countries depend upon stories to make us feel like we are part of a whole. And done right, they can be really powerful. They can cure diseases, take us to the moon, achieve rights for people that otherwise wouldn't have it, and really change the world. But they can also be misunderstood and told wrong. The Lucky Country is a book by Donald Horne from the 1960s, and it was a sensation. It coined the term Australia the Lucky Country. But what people get wrong about this book, what we've forgotten, is that it was a warning. Horne didn't mean that being a lucky country was a good thing or that we should aspire to be so lucky. What he meant was luck is a problem. If you are so lucky and so fortunate, you tend to get pretty comfortable and not expect too much from yourselves or those that lead you. In Horne's words, Australia is a lucky country run mainly by second rate people who share its luck. And I think there's something really important about that. The idea of being a lucky country and idea of who we are in a world where the order of things is unraveling and kind of ceasing to function in many ways, it's probably time that we looked back and thought, what do we want the next chapter of our story to be? What do we want the definition of our country to be? Ultimately, who do we want to be? Not just now, but for future generations. What is Australia?